What is going on, Dolphins fans? Jacob here. Miami Dolphins Syndicate is the first day of training camp for the Miami Dolphins and most of the NFL. We haven't had any big news come out yet, just a lot of quotes from players. And we will be going to some of the training camps and doing vlogs live in front of the stadium afterwards, giving you guys live reactions. So keep in tune for that. But while we don't have anything on the field to talk about, it has just been released that a little bit of the NFL Top 100 has come out, and three Dolphins are on that list, being Christian Wilkins, Tua, and Teron Armstead. You assume guys like Xavier Howard, Jalen Ramsey, Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle are going to be higher up on the list. But these three guys came out as 81, 82, 83, and obviously the biggest name on there being Tua. We'll talk about all three, but I think Tua being on this list is the biggest of the three, the most noteworthy, whether he was going to make the top 100. So Tua last year finished 3,500 yards, 25 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, 64% completion percentage, 105 passer rating, quarterback rating. Curious which one, but largely disrespected throughout most of his career so far. And some of the things that people say about him are valid, and some of them just not so. You guys who have watched the channel for a little bit know that Donovan is a lot more pro Tua than I am. I'm okay with his play, and if what we saw from him last year on the field persists into this year, I am very happy with Tua being the Dolphins quarterback going forward, and if he plays like this next 2 years, getting that contract, and then just moving on with him as our guy. I'm very happy. It's not really his play that bothers me. He does have some liabilities in his game, but everybody does. We know he's not Patrick Mahomes. We know he's not, he's not one of those top 5 guys, but he's getting close to being right there on the fringe of outside those guys, and with a season like he did last year, if he repeats it, I can see him being close to the top 5 argument. Right now, I have him between 9, 10, 11, 12. A few quarterbacks in there that you could argue for, argue against, but he definitely took a massive step up last year, and we would obviously need that to continue. And now you're finally starting to see the media start to dial back some of that hate which was initially thrown his way. Throughout his first couple of years, there are a lot of truths that have been pointed out about Tua. He is undersized. He doesn't have the biggest arm in the world. The biggest one that still holds true that I have a hard time looking past is he does just find a way to keep getting hurt. Now, he's doing what he can to avoid that, doing the jiu-jitsu in the offseason, and I hope it pays off, and it certainly can't hurt. But there are definitely some things about him that we have still seen are worthy of critique. And up to this point, up until really midway point of last season, the media had pretty much made its mind up on Tua that he was not the guy, that he was, should have been replaced how many times since he's been drafted. Should have stuck with Ryan Fitzpatrick in that first season, made a mistake going to him. But now the players who vote on this NFL top 100 are giving him the respect, giving him the kudos that he deserves, and it starts to make sense. You look at those numbers. You look at that 3,500 yards, that 25 touchdowns, only 8 interceptions. If you multiply that out, considering the games he missed last season due to injury, let's say he plays a full 17 games now, you're probably looking around 4,500 yards. You're looking at 35, maybe more touchdowns. Picks up probably a couple more interceptions, but just purely statistically, what you're looking at is a top 5 passer in the NFL. If he's able to eclipse that 4,500 mark. Mahomes was number 1 with like 5,200, and then a couple guys with 4,700, but he's just right there, cracking into the top 5 in terms of passing yardage. Led the league last year in yards per attempt at 8.9, which is something that nobody would have bet on. I don't even think any Dolphins fans, except for the real upper tier Tuanon, I don't think anybody would have bet on that. So his game is constantly improving, and now you start to see what that gets in terms of respect from your peers. You look at a guy last year that I did not think deserved to be in there, but you look at Mac Jones, and he did have a decent first year, got the Patriots to the playoffs, and he had that massive drop off this last season. He's now fallen off. Last year he was rated 85th, Tua was rated 82nd, and Mac Jones had a year this season, which will certainly see him kicked out of the top 100. Now with Tua, it's about consistency and repeating this and then building upon it. You don't want one good year out of Tua and then ways bye-bye to that top 100. You want to see him continue to build on that, stay on the field more, see some of that training that he put himself through in the offseason come to actually work. And I think he'll be farther up this list this time next year. I'm still very intrigued to see where these other guys go. Like Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, Jalen Ramsey, other guys that are certainly going to be on this list. And if he repeats what he did this last season, I could definitely see him climbing up that list. Also around him, like I said, it was 3 guys in a row, 81, 82, 83. Now, I haven't seen a lot of credible sources report that this is what it's going to end up being, but I've just seen a lot of people talking about it. So if I'm wrong, my bad. But as far as I'm aware, these are correct. I've seen a lot of people talking about it. Christian Wilkins being 81 and Teron Armstead being 83. Armstead, kind of the two of like, if you stay healthy, you are one of the best players at your position in the entire NFL. Teron Armstead is, without a doubt, one of the best left tackles. But same thing where stay on the field more, allow yourself to prove that to your peers, allow yourself to prove that to the media, and you will see him much further up on this list. This offensive line was night and day different when Teron Armstead was there at left tackle. Offensive line just in general really needed consistency and needed guys to stay healthy last year, which we didn't have. But he is the mainstay there. He's one of the captains, and if he can stay healthy, I feel a lot better about the offensive line than I would otherwise. And then Christian Wilkins, I say he deserves to be higher on this list. One of the best defensive tackles in the league. I'm really intrigued to see what he ends up getting paid. But he has really been, for his size, very versatile on the defensive line. He's quicker than you expect guys at his size to be. And being at 81, I think that's pretty low. I would have looked to see if he can crack the 60s. I think he is a top 5 player at his position. So it's nice to see him get in there, but it would have been nicer to see him higher on the list. What do you guys think of these 3 making the top NFL 100? Again, Teron Armstead 83, Tua 82, Christian Wilkins 81. Tua obviously being the main talking point of those guys. Very excited to see his season play out, and really excited for training camp to start. Haven't had anything come out today as of the time of recording this. If something does pop off and come out and we have the time to record it, we'll get it out to you guys and just wait and see what happens until then. Again, watch out for training camp content whenever that does eventually start up. We will be there live in person the days that you can be. Won't be able to record anything on the field, but we will be able to talk about it off the field like we are here, except just down there in Miami. Me and Donovan have a fantasy draft today, so one of our startup dynasty leagues. So wish us luck. If you are about to be drafting your fantasy leagues, good luck. Make sure you do your preparation. We knew for the past few weeks what picks we've got, so that definitely helps you out long term. So wish us luck, or wish me luck specifically. Screw Donovan. Come on, it's me talking to you guys today. Wish me luck. He can do okay. But thank you all very much for watching. Haven't done so already, make sure to like, subscribe. Let me know what you think down below, as well as some topics you'd like us to cover, as we are getting really close to actual content for the training camp. So let us know down below what you think. Again, make sure to like, make sure to subscribe. Make sure to have a great rest of your day. Take care, everybody.